Six, I'm David Madden, founder and executive director of International Academic Competitions and the National History Bowl. Congratulations to both teams on a fantastic tournament for making it this far. This is the last of I don't want to know how many thousands of matches that have been contested here over the last 5 days. Let's make it a good one. Let's buzzer check, and away we will go. So start us off with the buzzer check. Okay, go on. All right, do teams have substitutions? Okay, all right, enough. All right, make sure cell phones are silenced. Audience, this is a great crowd for this match. Please be sure not to get up during questions. If you must leave the match, please do so between the quarters if at all possible. Okay, good luck. Here is toss-up one. And away we go. This man captured King Vira Alakeshwara during a war he fought against. Nice buzz to start for 10. Toss-up two. One example of this type of law was amended by the Hart-Scott-Rodino Act, while another example of this type of law is interpreted via the rule of reason, which was upheld in the Addison Pipe and Steel Company case. Alan Greenspan criticized the limiting of innovation by an example of this type of law named for John Sherman. For 10 points, antitrust is correct. 3. This woman who wrote Path of Silver Bush created a fictional orphan called Emily Bird's Star. This woman authored a series of short stories called Chronicles of Avonlea. Gilbert Blythe is a... Yes, L.M. Bruce Montgomery. 4. Following the defeat of Palmyra, Aurelian made this god the preeminent Roman deity, often associated with the Persian-influenced god Mithras. This figure was, not Mars, was depicted as driving a chariot through the sky. Roman emperors were depicted on coinage wearing a radiant crown associated with this god, whose day of the week was declared one of rest. For 10 points, named as the late Roman equivalent of the Greek god Helios, a personification of the sun. That is correct for 10. Toss 5. This scientist was the subject of the first episode of Famous Last Words, featuring an interview released 2 days after her death in October 2020. Jane Goodall is correct for 10. Toss 6. This leader, who won the Battle of Darmot against the Kingdom of Marwar, confirmed his legitimacy when he defeated Dara Shikoh at the battle. Nice buzz. Aurangzeb is correct. 7. In 2021, this man, who served as a Navy lieutenant from 1951 to 1955, became the namesake of the USNS Euler, which some critics saw as antithetical to his principles. This politician switched from Republican to Democrat in 1972, and along with Mayor George Moscone, this man was assassinated by former San Francisco supervisor Dan White. For 10 points, named as political figure, California's first opener. Milk is correct. And number 8, last of the quarter. Following the death of this kingdom's ruler, Clef, in 574, a decade known as the rule of the Dukes followed. This former state, founded after Alboin led his people across the Alps, was governed from Pavia, and this realm's autonomous duchies of Spoleto and Benevento continued to exist following Frankish conquest. Byzantine power was significantly reduced in Italy after, for 10 points, what Germanic kingdom? Prompt. Yeah, that's, believe it or not, all we needed. Yeah. That's a weird prompt, but it says prompt of Lombardy except commitment to Lombards. Lombard is good enough. Okay, so that's the end of the quarter. Score check.
I've got Redwood at 60, Doral at 20, 40 points difference.
Okay. Brief second, and then we'll move into the second quarter. Pluck. And here's toss-up 1. Kuniaki Koiso succeeded this man after he resigned following his country's defeat at the Battle of Saipan. In an attempt to redeploy his military elsewhere, this man opened the Greater East Asia Conference in order to enlist the support of leaders like Wang Jingwei. This prime minister, Tojo is correct. Your bonus, another war criminal tried and executed for his war crimes during World War II is Tomoyuki Yamashita. who perpetrated the Soqing massacre against Chinese living in this Southeast Asian city-state, then a British colony. Sure. Number 2. In 1946, an entire issue of this publication was dedicated to publishing the book Hiroshima by John Hersey, and in 2023, it faced controversy for depicting Joe Biden and Donald Trump with walkers. This publication published the satirical View of the World from Ninth Avenue in 1976, and cartoonist Ray Irvin designed a symbol of this publication, a dandy called Eustace Tilley. Founded in 1925, this is for 10 points, what Manhattan-based magazine? This is the New Yorker. Number 3. In 1922, this man proposed a concept called pole flight force as the component of the centripetal force of Earth's rotation that acts upon its surface. This man died during an expedition to collect ice cores on the Greenland ice sheet in 1930. This man noticed the interlocking shapes of South America and Africa. Your bonus, Alfred Wegener proposed that plate tectonics was caused by convection within this area, which the Soviets attempted to reach via the Kola super deep borehole. Yep, that's right. Number 4. The first work that this man exhibited at London's Royal Academy was his Dr. Potsy at Home, and he gained prominence in Europe for his depiction of Lady Agnew of Loch. This man caused controversy in France at the 1884 Paris Salon for his work Portrait of Madame X. Theodore Roosevelt and Woodrow Wilson were depicted in for 10 points. What American artist works, who is best known for his portraits? No. And his legend may have originated from an actual event at Jishi Gorge. This ruler, who succeeded Shun, supposedly spent 13 years away from his family on a project along the Yellow River. For 10 points, being this mythical king of China, known as the Great. That's correct. In your bonus, the mandate of heaven was abused by the Zhou to justify their overthrow of the Shang by saying that the Shang had in turn overthrown this legendary first dynasty of China, founded by Yu the Great. Yeah. Is correct. Quick score check?
Durrell's up to 60, Redwood's up to 100.
Okay.
Still 43.
Okay, here is toss of 6. This man published the anti-poverty epic book series during a gubernatorial campaign, and he wrote a book on the auto industry called The Flivver King. This man wrote an expose of yellow page journalism in The Brass Check. This man, who criticized John D. Rockefeller Jr. in King Hole, ran for the governorship of California in 1934. Yes, President. Your bonus, before 1934, Upton Sinclair was a member of this political party, under which Eugene V. Debs ran his presidential campaigns. That's correct. Here's toss of 7. This dynasty's Caracalla the Great was considered one of the greatest rulers of the early period of this dynasty, and during its later imperial phase, Kulothunga I unified its namesake empire with the Eastern Chalukyas. Raja is correct. In your bonus, during the peak of the Chola Empire, Rajendra I launched a 1025 naval expedition against this other thalassocracy in Southeast Asia, which controlled trade through the Strait of Malacca.
That's really. Yeah, it's really good, yeah.
Yes, correct. Okay, toss 8, last recording. This woman's dowry was stopped in 1534 when the Farnese Pope Paul III replaced her cousin Clement VII, who had arranged her marriage to Henry II of France. Despite initially making concessions towards Huguenots, this woman has been blamed for the St. Bartholomew's Day massacre, exercising significant power during the French Wars of Religion. For 10 points, who was this Medici mother of Francis II, Charles IX, and Henry III?
Catherine of Medici.
Is correct. And your bonus, this city on the Bay of Biscay, besieged in 1224 by Louis VIII and again in 1572, after Charles IX ordered a siege of this city following the St. Bartholomew's Day massacre. It is correct, yes. Okay, close game now. All right, and the score is?
Redwood 120, Doral 100.
Okay, 120, 100. All right, so that will mean, though, that pick goes to Redwood. And it can select from the following categories. Okay, we have Asian Americans in politics, Scotland, and the Inca Empire. Asian Americans in politics, Scotland, and the Inca Empire.
Inca.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, the Inca Empire will be the category here. And they have 8, but there's only 6. Okay. There are 6 questions around the page. Okay. All of these begin with the set phrase concerning the Inca Empire, name the ... Okay. Right. Concerning the Inca Empire, name the major mountain range of South America, which started. Yes, the 15th century citadel in the mountains built by Pachacuti and brought to international attention by Hiram Baker. Yes, the Spanish conquistador who conquered the Incas. Yes, the last independent ruler of the Inca who was at Cairo. Say it again. Is good. The knotted cords used by the Inca is correct. And sweet, the term which the Inca used to describe their monarch were translating to only Lord or the only one. Is correct. The sweet for 80. Okay, so over to Doral. Would you like Scotland or would you like Asian Americans in politics? Scotland will be your category. Okay, all of these begin with the set phrase concerning the history of Scotland. Name the okay, on with these. Concerning the history of Scotland, name the larger country with its capital at London, of which it has been a constituent since 1707. No, the capital city founded by David I in the 12th century on the Firth of Forth. Yeah, the 11th century Red King, a fictional account of whom was adapted into a Shakespeare tragedy. Yeah, the Scottish victory at the Battle of Stirling Bridge was portrayed by Mel Gibson in Braveheart. Yes, the block of sandstone that sits under the coronation chair and is a symbol of the Scottish monarchy. That's fine, yeah. And the Celtic people known for their body painting who succeeded the Caledonians and ruled the North in the early Middle Ages. Yes, it's correct. Okay, over to Redwood. So concerning the history of Scotland, name the larger country with its capital at London, of which it has been a constituent since 1707. Sure. Okay. All right, so
Redwood is now up to 210, Doral at 150. So 60-point difference.
All right, 60-point lead. Okay, all right, good luck with these. Here's toss-up 1. Before this battle, British forces navigated the St. Lawrence River to position their fleet near one city. And this battle lasted less than an hour, which that is good for 30. For the Battle of the Plains of Abraham. Number 2, under this leader, the revival process attempted to assimilate his country's Turkish minority, leading to the expulsion of 300,000 Muslims. This successor of Valko Chervenkov signed a new constitution into law in 1971, a few years before ordering the assassination of Georgy Markov. This leader forced Turks to adopt Eastern European names in cities like Plovdiv. For 10 points, name this longest-serving Eastern Bloc leader, a communist leader of Bulgaria. Yeah. Hardest question of the tournament so far. This is Todor Zhivkov. Number 3. This man, whom the president called a brave peacock, served as the final commanding general of the U.S. Army. This man criticized Charles P. Aiken for shipping him embalmed beef during the Spanish-American War. during which he captured Guanica in the Puerto Rican campaign. Alongside Oliver Otis Howard, this general won the Battle of the Bear Paw Mountains, leading to the capture of Chief Joseph. For 10 points, name this American general who captured Geronimo. Is good for 10. Number 4. In this portion of a larger work, several characters, including Trajan, appear among souls forming letters that spell a phrase in the shape of an eagle. The namesake realm of this section is depicted as a series of celestial spheres surrounding the earth.
Inferno?
No. And inhabited by figures including Constantine the Great, Charlemagne, and King David. Saint Bernard takes over for Beatrice as the main character's guide during this piece after they ascend to the Empyrean in this section. For 10 points, what is this final portion of Dante's Divine Comedy? This is Paradiso, or Paradise. So, right. Scores 100.8 with 4 to go. Awesome 5. An opera composed by this man that remembers the sacking of Missolonghi, the Greek War of Independence, is titled The Siege of Corinth, which was based on Maometto II. This composer celebrated Charles X's coronation by writing The Journey to Reims, which with one of his operatic works based on the life of a legendary Swiss hero who opposed. It's good for 2. 6. Salesman called Knight Windhawker sold stock of this company. After the Peace of Utrecht, this company was granted the Asiento de Negros, a formerly slave trading monopoly. Cato's letters were authored in response to the corruption surrounding this company. Of that, Isaac Newton claimed that he could not calculate the madness of people after a failed investment in this company. For 10 points, name is British Joint Stock Company, the subject of a massive bubble in 1720. He's good for 10. 7. This ruler was preceded in his highest office by Didius Julianus, who was assassinated 3 months after purchasing that office. This ruler campaigned extensively against the Parthian Empire, capturing Ctesiphon in 198 AD, and later conducting military operations in Britain, where he died at Eboracum, rising to power during the year of 5 emperors and defeating Clodius Albinus. Not Vespasian to consult. He's good for 20. And the last, during this battle, Joseph Hamilton Davies led a charge of dragoons but was killed. Joseph Bartholomew was made brigadier general for his actions at this battle where Yellow Jacket Commander Spire Spencer was killed. This battle featured the defection of a man named Ben to the Shawnees, and following this battle, Prophetstown was destroyed. Time? For 10 points, name this 1811 battle in Indiana, a victory over Tenskwatawa and Tecumseh's Confederacy by William Henry Harrison. But with that, good is your national champion. Spain is scoring with 40 points.
Wow.
England cost you so. All right, teams, great job. We'll see you downstairs in just a minute in Orlando, and for the absolute